Hi YouTube, how you doing? I am super excited to show you today's deck profile. It is none other than AncientGreymon, the deck list that got me first place at the DC Grand Prix on Sunday, and this deck also did get me second place at the regionals the day before. This deck has been super successful. I'm not gonna lie, I played it for three reasons. The first reason was because I thought it was a really good meta call going into the event, based on the way the format was looking. The second reason I wanted to play it was because I wanted really fast rounds. That way I can enjoy some of the convention center and socialize and have fun times. And the third reason I played it is because on Saturday, I knew I was going to be hungover AF, which I was. And I did not want to use my brain for the first few rounds. So I was like, you know what? I haven't tested AncientGreymon in this format yet. I'll make a couple changes to the deck, and I'm just going to play it, see what happens. And it went well. It turns out that I was right, which is pretty cool. So we'll go into the deck profile now. I'll go over some of the choices. I'll go over why I do what I do, and then go into some theory on how you should play the deck in this format. If you guys like this content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn the notification bell on the smash potatoes. That way you know when all these amazing Digimon videos go live. First off, I'm going to take like 10 seconds here to acknowledge how nice these prize cards look. Like, look at these prize cards. Look at them. They look really nice. They do. I don't know how long I'm going to have them for, which is why I'm doing this now. But, yeah. I got these cards at the Grand Prix for winning AncientGreymon, so I figured, you know what? We'll just leave them here. They look pretty cool anyway. They're nice to see, nice to have. Galmon's pretty cool, guys. It's pretty cool. Now, actually, onto the deck profile, I want to give a quick shout-out to Security Checkpoint for giving me the egg sleeves for my event. They didn't have to do that, but they wanted to. So, shout out to them. For Demimera, you don't need anything else. You don't need 5 eggs. You need the same egg. It just gives you plus 1,000 attacking a player. That's it. That's all you need. So, we play 4 copies of that and nothing else. Now we move on to the rookies here. And shout out to Ari for making me use these vile Luigi sleeves, because now I'm required to say, you know, if you want to win your event, just play Luigi sleeves. I fucking hate them. Alright, so for the rookies, we play 4 of the best one. Piercing Inheritable Flamemon. That's why it's there. Piercing Inheritable Flamemon. Sometimes you need to attack over bodies, and Piercing, just in case you can't finish them off. It's really good to have. We play 4 of the on-play Flamemon that reveals top 3, adds a red Tamer and a hybrid. And we play 3 of the on-play Flamemon that does on-play reveal top 4, add a hybrid. We don't play Takuya, so the inheritable doesn't matter. It's just adding hybrids, and that's it. We play 12 Flamemons and nothing else, because Flamemons are hybrids, and that's it. We want hybrids. We want hybrids. So that's it. We play those 12. For our champions, we play 4 Gunimon. This is the one that lets you warp Digivolve into AncientGreymon at a cost of 2 when attacking. It just dies at the end of the turn, which is fine. But what you'll probably use it for most of the time is its actual inheritable skill that reads, when you evolve into AncientGreymon, you can reduce the cost by 2. Very powerful effect. Letting your AncientGreymon evolve for 3 instead of 5 with a memory tamer on board matters sometimes. So we play 4 copies of that Agunimon. It can't evolve over a Tamer, that's the only bad thing, but it's probably still the best card hybrid in the deck. We're playing 4 Burning Greymon. This card is broken. So you can evolve it onto a Tamer for 2, like a regular hybrid. That's really cool. But you can evolve it on a level 4 for 1. I'll explain why it's important later. And sometimes you have to evolve it to level 3 for nothing else. It costs 3. Feels kind of bad, whatever. Now, if you evolve this on top of a hybrid, you do get to pop something 4,000 or less, which is really cool. It comes up sometimes. You know, there are annoying cards in the format still that are 4,000 EP or less. So, Burning Greymon is a 4 of, absolutely mandatory. And we play 2 Gunimon to round up the champion lineup. Just a good old red Lobo for game. That's it. That's all it's there for. And again, it's a hybrid. Very important. Everything's a hybrid. That's it. 10 champions. Moving on to ultimates, we're playing 4 Aldomon. When running Digimon with the Tamer card Digivolves into this card, you reduce the cost by 2. So if you do some kind of like evolve Agunimon on top of Tamer, evolve Aldomon, it'll cost 1, which is cool. When Digivolving, if a card with hybrids in its traits, it gives plus 4,000 for turn. Very strong. It does let you attack over Megas, which I had to do a few times in the tournament. So the 12,000 Alderman actually really, really thick. But that's not the main reason for the card. Its inheritable is actually just Delicate Plan. It's just Delicate Plan. And that's crazy. With the amount of people playing options in their security, like Alphamon playing Breath of the Gods and Kongu at least, Dex playing Ultimate Flare, Iron Fist, Dex playing Kikaitis Breath, Wyvern's Breath, all sorts of nonsense. Having Delicate Plan inheritable was a super good meta call. I can't tell you the amount of times that I flipped over options of security throughout both tournaments. Very, very powerful card. And that rounds out our ultimate line. I don't want anything else. Some people like to play Metal Grey on Ultras mode for the extra DP. I find that completely unnecessary. And I'll explain why later. The Delicate Plan is just super, super, super mandatory in my opinion. As a hybrid. So we play 4 of it and nothing else. That's it. This is the only one you ever want. And to round out our megas, we play 4 Ancient Greymons. The actual big boss monster of the deck. The whole reason this deck is insane. Verbatim. For each Digimon card in this Digimon Digivolution cards with Greymon in its name or hybrid in its type or form, it gains security +1. The other effect, real quick, is on deletion. Play level 4 or lower Red Hybrid from your hand for free. That's really, really cool. So, what's really, really interesting is, ideally, if you can get the stack of a 3, an Aguni, a Burning Grey, an Alderman, and an Ancient Grey, you can swing for 5 checks. And that's the whole point. That's the whole point. So I play 4 Burning Grey. You have to. And again, Agunimon makes it a 3-cost evolution instead of 5. There are times I had to evolve it for the hard 5 passes over turn. Feels bad. But sometimes it is just the right choice to do that. But yeah, swing for 5 checks, always at 14,000 because of these, is very, very powerful. And that's the whole gimmick of the deck, to be honest. That's really as simple as it gets. You leave them at 0 security, and then if you have memory left over, you hybrid for game. Sometimes you don't have memory left over, and you can't hybrid for game, but at that point in time, you just wiped out, annihilated all of their securities with maybe a Tamer on board, right? So they have to answer the Ancient Greymon and commit a blocker, and they have to answer the Ancient Greymon without killing it. Because if they kill it, you put a hybrid out. If they do kill it that way, they have to answer the hybrid you bring out. So it puts on a lot of pressure. And odds are, you're not going to get OTK'd back, actually. Sometimes you will, it's sure, but our deck has resources to help prevent that. So we do play 4 Ancient Greymons, and this might be a controversial take. I play only 1 Blitz Omni. Again, Blitz Omni lets you blitz, unsuspend, and blitz. After you swung all your security with Ancient Grey, you can evolve into Omni and attack for game with blitz. Let me just do a gut check real quick. Anyone that watches my Twitch channel, anyone that watches it, anyone that's made this far in the video, just type blitz in the comment section. I want to see how many people actually do that. I think it'd be hilarious. Just blitz. Just blitz. The reason I play 1 Omnimon is because it is a brick. Let me tell you, it is a brick. I've done multiple Omnis in the past, and it feels bad. It feels really bad when you draw it early on, even 1 copy of it, and you need gas. A lot of the cards in this deck are just gas, or removal cards, or your engine. And Omni is just one of your win buttons. I only need 1 Omni because you have hybrids. You do have hybrids. You can evolve Ancient Grey, pop Memory Boost or something, evolve into Goonie for game. I think I Ancient Grey Omni people 6 or 7 or so games throughout the entire 2 days. It's just completely unnecessary. Again, even if you have Ancient Grey swinging to security and you have no follow-up, they have to beat you that turn or they have to clear your body. And if they don't, you win the next turn anyway. So the 1 Omni, in my opinion, I think is perfectly fine. If you want to play 2 Omnimon, though, if you do really want Ancient Grey into Omni to be your strat, I will make a recommendation on what to cut from this deck when we get there. But anyway, that's it for the Digimon, and we're now going to move on to the rest. For Tamers, we're starting off with 2 Analog Youth. Analog Youth on play, reveal top 3, add Digimon to hand, mill the rest. Its other effect is really cool though. All turns, if when your level 5 or higher is deleted, you can suspend it to hatch an egg, gain a memory. Why this is really cool is because of the Aguni combo, right? If you swing Aguni and you evolve into Ancient Grey during the battle for 2, if you choke them to 1 at that point in time, this will die, triggering Analog Youth to basically reset the memory back to 0, which means you can still play the game that turn. And you drop a hybrid and you hatch an egg. It's a very, very strong power play. There are multiple games where I just Aguni Ancient Grade people and Analog Youth gave me so much advantage after that they just could not win. They just couldn't do it. So that's why that card is here. Analog Youth, in my opinion, is mandatory in the deck as a 2-of. I don't think you need any more than that, but it is very, very, very strong at what it does. And then we also play 3 Hero. Hero is a memory tamer that also gives your one attacking a level 5 or higher, you suspend it to give plus 2,000. Why does this matter? Well, a lot of cards in the format are very strong DP. Reaper, 15k. Death X, 15k. Omnimon X Antibody is 15k as well. And Demi Mera Egg plus this makes your Ancient Grey 16,000. The only thing that attacking stack dies to is Imperial Paladin mode, which is very, very, very uncommon, or Alphamon or Yukon. But we have a fail-safe for that, and it's our 2-of option tech, Lightning Joust. Lightning Joust is a card that gives you plus 2,000 DP. This card, in my opinion, is a very nice tech card that gives a lot of synergy to the deck. Why do I say that? Well, against Alphamon, you ideally don't want to swing into security until you have Hero and Lightning Joust, because it makes your stack 18k, which does not die to Alphamon or Yukon, which is very important. That's the only thing that can stop you from your rampage. So if you can wait long enough to do that, if you do it, you're winning the game. The only downside to using Hero is that you have to suspend it, which means if you want to win that turn, you need Omnimon. Or you need a second hero on the field, which both cases aren't impossible. But again, even if you annihilate all their security in one shot and you can't finish the next turn, odds are they're dead the following turn anyway. But Lightning Joust is a really good card. And you know what? The plus security really comes up. It makes it so you don't have to evolve into Burning Grey on top of your level 4. You don't have to. You can just do a level 3, level 4, level 5 stack, because Lightning Joust will give you that extra security. What's really cool about Lightning Joust is because you're playing a rush deck, like a deck that puts you on a clock, your opponent will be swinging at you because they need to beat you before you Ancient Grey. And when they can't, it makes your Lightning Joust alive. And that's just really freaking good in my opinion. Now, this is the card I would cut if you want to play second Omnimon. I would rather have the second Lightning Joust over the second Omnimon, because Lightning Joust is just a little better in my opinion. Again, I'd rather safely annihilate the security and wait one turn to win and make them in a possible winning state than having the 2 Omnimon and maybe just not getting there anyway. Because if you don't have the Lightning Joust and you don't draw Burning Grey and you swing with your Ancient stack, you're doing 4 checks. Omnimon is a 5th check. And then if they do answer your Omnimon, then it becomes sticky. You know what I mean? Because it does not Ancient Grey anymore, and you can't. It won't die and reproduce itself. You know what I mean? That's why I really like the 2 Lightning Joust. But if you do really want Omnimon, a second one in your deck, you cut a Lightning Joust for it. But Lightning Joust has been one of my favorite cards in the deck for a long time. That's it for Tamers, to be honest. For options, it is the 2 Lightning Joust. We do play Red Memory Boost out of 4 of. I think it's absolutely a mandatory card, part of the skeleton to play 4 of this card. It gives you the memory to allow you, with a Memory Tamer, to evolve in the Ancient for 5 if you don't have Promo Gunimon. Actually really important. It also gives you the ability, if you have a Tamer, a Hero, and a Memory Boost, you can evolve in the Ancient Grey for 3 with the Promo Goonie, and then Hybrid for game. You can do that, thanks to Memory Boost. And then when you play real top 4, add a red card. Just good consistency all around. It helps you with gas. Moving right along, we're playing 4 copies of Crimson Blaze. Now, I built my AncientGreymon deck. I rebuilt it in EX2 when D-Reaper was fresh, right? And Crimson Blaze is one of the very few cards in the game that outs Gatekeeper strats. It also outs Mastamon strats too. If they have a Mastamon on the field and you like check Zwart Defeat or something, you're kind of screwed. But Crimson Blaze makes it so it's not a problem, so you don't have to worry about it. What it also does is you reduce the play cost of it for every Digimon your opponent controls, and then you just pop everything 6,000 or less. It's a very good card. And the mini floodgate effect, I think, is the most important part of the card. Because if you're playing HD Reaper and you can set up a Crimson Blaze, if you can, like, evolve the Ancient Grey in the back, and then you promote next turn and play Crimson Blaze, you're winning the game. You just are. There's nothing you can do about that. And again, Mastermon, same thing. So 4 Crimson Blaze is super mandatory. Now, for the very last card of the deck, if you saw the thumbnail, you know what this card is. We are playing 4 copies of Gaia Force. Oh my god. Gaia Force, in this meta in particular, is super strong. Very strong. The ability to just pop a giant OTK stack is insane. If you check it in security, you're winning the game. It's that simple. Even against decks that go wide, if you're checking it in security, you're winning the game. It's that simple. I won't lie to you guys. There are games, a handful of games, that I outright won that I would have lost because I had either Gaia Force or Crimson Blaze in security. I won't lie to you. There was a little bit of luck involved, but with my deck building choices, the luck worked out, right? In EX2, okay, so this deck, the only difference between my EX2 version of this deck and this version is that these 4 Gaia Forces were Atomic Blasters. Pop up to 8,000 DP or less. I had to switch to Gaia Force because we are in a big stack meta, and Atomic Blaster does not get the job back. Does not get the job done. If you played Atomic Blaster instead, if I played Atomic Blaster instead, I wouldn't have won this tournament. Straight up, I would not have won. But because I chose to play 4 Gaia Force and 4 Crimson Blaze for the D-Reaper matchup, also the fact that it's just a very good removal card if people go wide, it's just super good. I think it's mandatory to play 4 Gaia Force in this deck. I think it's super mandatory. That's it for the deck. Let's go into a few talking points real quick. Alright, so I'm going to go into a common misconception with this deck. Some people are under the assumption that this is the only way to win with this deck, by building up your full stack and swinging your opponent's face. And sometimes that is correct. Sometimes all you need to do to win a game is to just get the stack and get there, and then have either the Omnimon or have the hybrid with a Tamer for game. Sometimes it is that easy. But you have to realize that it's not always going to go that way. When you aren't seeing your pieces, you need to adjust your strategy. You have to adjust your strategy. Sometimes the way to win the game is by playing your on-play rookies that like search things if you're not drawing your pieces, and you do chip damage with them. And you chip damage with them because then you can just do this combo and not worry about level 5. You can swing for the rest of their security, and then maybe blitz on your hybrid for game or something, or his next turn beat them, right? It's very important to make the distinction of what you need to do when you need to do it. Because if you just wait in the back, and you do nothing else except wait in the back, maybe play a few Digimon or whatever, instead of getting aggressive with this kind of stack, you will lose the game. You will lose the game, I promise. Sometimes you have to make educated gambles, though. Sometimes you do have to promote. It's a little bit of a weaker stack. Sometimes you have to promote and swing like this. And if they have something, they just have something. There's nothing you can do about it. Sometimes you have to, because if they're building their stack in the back as well, sometimes you have to do it. Otherwise, you could die next turn. I don't like to rely on Gaia Force and security or Crimson Blaze security. I like to play, assuming I don't have any. But sometimes you have to recognize that there's just no way to do it, and that sometimes you have to kind of hope, because it's your only play. So it's a very important distinction. And sometimes you're just not drawing shit. There are multiple games this format, these 2 tournaments, where I had to play like Rookie Rush to win. I create, like, not shitting you here. There were games I had to like go basically level 3s and then evolve and do this. And I was not drawing 5s or Ancient Greys in some games, and you had to play Rookie Rush, and it was just it was the right thing to do, because if I was waiting for level 5 to come or something, it wasn't happening, guys. And there were games, like, I did not go 2-0 the whole tournament. There were games that I just lost because I was not drawing my pieces. It will happen. It will happen. So you need to go into this understanding that it's not going to go perfectly all the time. Sometimes you will draw your stack right away, and you will be fine. But sometimes you won't, and you have to adjust. That being said, I think this is a great deck for beginners because it just goes into the basic mechanics of Digimon. Evolve Stack Go Burr, and calculate security, and evolve the Tamers, and play rookies. You know, it covers a lot of ground, and I really, really like the deck. I think it's a really good meta call, this format. I do inspire you to try it out. Again, the only things that this really loses to, because of this card, it loses to either like a Mastamon type of play and security. It loses to Gatekeeper. But again, if you have Crimson Blaze, you mitigate those, right? That's why we play that. The only other card that really fucks with you is Chikurimon. There's nothing you can do with Chikurimon. If you do check a Chikurimon with Ancient Grey with your full stack, what happens is it de-digivolves your Ancient Grey, and then your attack is over, basically. You're not doing any more security damage. That can really fuck with you. Absolutely. So, I don't know, maybe this is a good reason to get Chikurimons in your deck? I have no idea. But anyway, that's it for the deck profile. I love the deck. It was a really good meta call. I did not play test with this deck at all in BT9. I just brought it to these tournaments and did surprisingly well. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you like the deck? Do you hate the deck? Would you do something different with the deck? Let me know. Bye.